This week, TotalFilm released an article called The 50 Greatest Movie Singing Scenes. These are all scenes that are from movies where the characters break out into song. There's a lot of really good movie moments in it, but they also put in quite a lot of songs from musicals, which I didn't think was fair. It just feels like they've sort of cheated. So what I wanted to do today is my top 10 movie singing moments that they have missed. So at number 10 we have the movie I Love You Man, starring Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. Now, there's a very good scene in it, a montage in which Paul Rudd and Jason Segel are singing Rush's Tom Sawyer. And what this scene does is it shows the progression of their friendship. The way they bounce off each other and the way that they come together musically shows how they're coming together as friends. Number 9, I'm going to put that thing back where it came from, Also Help Me from Monsters, Inc. The actual singing part during the credits is a continuation of a joke from earlier on in the film, in which they're trying to cover up the existence of the human child that they've got there. Now this sort of callback is really rewarding for the audience. I can say what part of Monsters Inc. do you remember, and people will quite often say put that thing back where it came from, Also Help Me, because that joke is called back on and it keeps it in the viewer's memory. At number 8 we've got the clap from Get Him to the Greek. This scene is a very important part of Russell Brand and Jonah Hill's character's relationship. Earlier in the film, Aldous Snow is convinced and adamant that he's going to do African Child on the Today Show, the song which ruined his career. And Jonah Hill's character, who is a fan of Infant Sorrow, advises him strongly against it. And when they get to the Today Show, Aldous Snow can't remember the lyrics to African Child. Now this is a great moment because Aldous Snow, in this moment, shows that he cares what the fans think. It's the moment where his ego starts to fall down. His ego stops being as much of a crutch to him, and he starts being a musician. At number 7, I'm going with I'm So Ornery from Team America World Police. What Trey Parker and Matt Stone do very well with this scene is they are very careful not to make the audience feel compassion for Kim Jong-il. The audience knows not to like him. The audience knows what sort of person he is. It's a little bit of backstory, but it's also taking the mick out of the cliches. The idea that a tragic backstory excuses terrible actions. At number 6, and purely because of the talent that is displayed in the song, I'm going to go with High Fidelity and the scene where Jack Black sings Let's Get It On. This moment actually showcases what level of actual singing talent that he has. It's something I'd never thought of, because he takes the mick when he sings for Tenacious D, and in this moment in High Fidelity, I was blown away. I was blown away by his vocal performance. Now here at number 5, I've put, it's sort of a joint thing, and the reason for this is because in the main TotalFilm list, the song Every Sperm is Sacred from Monty Python's Meaning of Life is in there. Now I disagree with that one being chosen, personally. Always Look on the Bright Side of Life is one of the most memorable songs out there. I can't think of a single person in the world who has not heard that song. And on the other hand, Knights of the Round Table is one of the funniest little skits that show exactly what Monty Python is all about. I wouldn't argue that both of them need to be on the list, but I'd argue that definitely one of them should have taken the place of Every Sperm is Sacred. At number 4, White Lines from Shaun of the Dead. This is a fantastic scene. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are walking home drunk from the pub singing White Lines by Grandmaster Flash. In the background they pass a zombie who's completely in shadow. It's a great way of revealing the zombies without actually coming out and having the zombies attack. I realise that quite a lot of these are from comedies, so number 3, I'm going to get serious and go with Pippin's song from Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. This is on the list purely because of the response it got from me in the cinema, and every time I watch it, I cannot watch that scene without crying my eyes out. Even talking about it now is making me start to blubber, which is not a great situation to be in, so I'm going to move on, but that is at number 3. At number 2, I'm going to cheer up the mood again, back to a comedy. It's from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and it is the scene Peter, You Suck. In this scene, he's just returned from Hawaii, having ruined his chances with Mila Kunis's character, ruined his chances of getting back with Sarah Marshall. It's a nice little moment that people seem to associate themselves with whenever they do something that is a failure. I see it on my Facebook timeline at least once a day when someone has failed at doing something and is feeling a bit down about it. They will post a video to that, which is basically Peter shouting at himself for messing up his chances with the 2 women. And at number 1, the one that definitely should be on the list and definitely should be on the top 10 of Total Film's best movie singing scenes is The Legend of the Rent from School of Rock. This song trumps pretty much every other moment in that film, and there's a lot of really good ones. If you ask people how the song from School of Rock goes, your average person will not go with "Baby, we was making straight A's." They will go straight to because it's that iconic a scene. This is the scene where Jack Black is teaching the kids how to rock, how to be rock and roll. And so how does he do it? As Jack Black does. If you're going to hire Jack Black for a thing, if you're going to cast Jack Black in a thing, the thing you are casting Jack Black for is to make silly noises with his mouth and possibly do some high kicks. Community makes a very good point of this. So that concludes my list. Obviously these are all songs that weren't in Total Film's list. I'm going to put a link to that down in the description box. If you think of any that aren't on Total Film's list and that I've missed off this list, let me know. Let me know in the comments, because it's nice to talk to people. And yeah, thanks for watching my first video for Talk Nerdy to Me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again next time.